The power of commitment, right? Commitment, a powerful mindset shift that we each can begin to make starting right now that will assist you in transforming your life for the better. That's our goal. That's our objective. I'm assuming that if you're tuning into this broadcast, you're ambitious. You have a vision. You want to live your life with a purpose, right? You want to make sure you're intentional so you can create the results and the outcomes that you envision. In essence, you want to transform your life for the better. Comment below if you will, please. Change my life. That's our objective, right? As we step into this week, we have another opportunity to draw closer towards where we ultimately aim to be. We can shorten the distance between where we are now and the goals that we've established for 2024, the goals that you've established for the month of September, however way you want to cut it or slice it. No sound? Can you hear me, Bruce? Theron's in the building. Great day. I see you, King. Glad to have you tapped in live. Can you guys hear me? I saw Bruce put up on the comments, lost the sound. Hopefully you guys can hear me at this point. Let me know. Let me know. You hear me fine? Excellent. Excellent. Maybe log off and log in, Bruce. Maybe you can't hear us. Hopefully you can tap in. But nonetheless, each and every single one of us, we have an opportunity to step closer towards the vision that we have established for 2024. But we have to understand, Theron, in order for us to build progress, in order for us to experience new possibilities and create the life that we envision in our mind and make that a reality in our life, you got to be committed. You got to be committed. In fact, comment below, I am committed. And as you're typing that into your cell phone device, I want you to verbalize that statement. I am committed. I'm committed to better. I'm committed to improving. I'm committed to my next level. I'm committed to my vision. I'm committed to changing the trajectory of my life. I'm committed to being the first in my family to break this generational cycle, right? I'm committed to expanding my capabilities and climbing that corporate ladder. I'm committed to starting this business and being successful at the endeavors that I'm working towards. I want you to make that declaration as we step into this Monday. And it's important for us to understand, family, you cannot conquer something that you're not committed to. This is a struggle that so many of us face, where we have the desire for more. We have the vision for something greater, but because we lack the commitment, we never conquer it. And for many people, they get frustrated. They get discouraged, they get disappointed, and before you know it, because of the lack of commitment, they blame something or someone else as to why they're not proceeding or moving forward in life, and they end up giving up and resorting back to the life that they used to live. In essence, they settle for a life where they can actually experience more, but nonetheless, they leave success on the table. Now, as it relates to us making the commitment, I want to break down 3 simple mindset shifts that I want to encourage us to begin to make starting right now as we lead into this Monday that will assist us in being committed. I see the comments coming up. I'll get to them here in a moment, okay? But I want to break down 3 mindset shifts that we can start making right now. I encourage us to make these mindset shifts so that we can start leading the life of success that we envision, so we can stay committed to what it is that we want, right? I tell my clients, right, when you have a desire for something, when you have this vision that you want to step into, it's important for you to fall in love with the end result, right? Fall in love with the end result. Everybody comment below, fall in love with the end result. Fall in love with where you're aiming to go, right? Love is a powerful emotion, right? The power of love, right? I see Dr. G is in the building. Salute to you, King. The power of love, reminding me of Al Green, right? Remember the song where Al Green talking about love and happiness, right? Love will make you do right. Love will make you do wrong. It'll make you come home early, right? It'll make you stay out all night long, right? I'm not singing in the way that Al broke it down, but you get the gist of where I'm coming from. Love is a powerful emotion. It will have you doing things that you don't necessarily do on the regular. It will have you breaking your historical patterns because of the emotion of love. So we want to fall in love with the end result, So in essence, we can break the habit of being ourselves and reinvent who we are to create the outcome that we envision. If we had time, we break that down, family. But nonetheless, these three mindset shifts are going to assist us in falling in love with the end result. So in essence, we can stay committed to what it is that we want and ultimately reinvent our life experience. Let's begin with number one. If you're taking notes, write this down, okay, family? Number one, don't focus on being perfect. I want you to work on being consistent. In fact, everybody comment below, be consistent. Let me repeat that, okay, in case we missed it. Don't focus on being perfect. I want you to focus on and work on being consistent. Perfectionism is a state of mind that will cause you to miss out on opportunities in life. Perfectionism is, in essence, self-defeating thought patterns that we conjure up in our consciousness, right? Where we create these unrealistic expectations or these unrealistic goals that can't necessarily be attained, right? We often look at what other people are doing, right? Or we create these images in our mind and we think that it should look this way or it has to look that way, right? If it doesn't look this way, then it's not worth it, right? You compare and contrast yourself to what other people are doing, and you look at your chapter 1 and look at somebody else's chapter 15 and expect the same outcomes and same results. And because you're operating in this state of perfectionism, you find yourself battling with analysis paralysis and you're not executing. You don't take the necessary steps because you believe it has to look this way, or other people have to approve it in order for you to take that necessary step, or it has to be perfect before you start applying your efforts, your energy, your time, and your resources. Family, it's important for us to understand there's leaders out here with less that are doing more because they're betting on themselves and giving themselves permission to show up day in and day out and be consistent. In fact, that's the mental reframing that we need to do for those of us that are challenged in the area of perfectionism, right? Where you keep being apprehensive and hesitant to take that initial step because you believe it has to look a certain type of way or it has to be perfect. Here's the mental reframe that we need to do. Here's what I want you to do. Make this declaration. I want you to declare right now that I give myself permission to make a mistake, right? Let me say that again. The mental reframing that we need to do to overcome perfectionism is I want you to give yourself permission to make a mistake. Now, understand what's happening psychologically in that moment. When you make that declaration, you're opening yourself up to the opportunity to learn and grow from your experiences. Because in essence, that's what it's all about. As long as you think it's going to be perfect, you're not leaving any room for growth. But when you give yourself permission to say, I'm going to make a mistake, but rather than looking at it as a mistake, I find the lesson in the experience. Now I can grow from that experience, and that's the value in it. And when you maintain that state of mind, it's easier to be consistent. Meaning you showed up day in and day out. You didn't get the result that you necessarily planned for, but you're looking at how you showed up. You're looking at how you performed. You're looking at the method and the approach that you took to get to where you were. And you start identifying areas that you can tweak, things that you can adjust, ways that you can pivot and do things better to create a better outcome and a better result. And this is why we don't want to focus on being perfect, family. We want to focus on being consistent. Show up day in and day out. As you show up, you get better. As you show up, you improve. As you show up, you expand your capabilities. As you show up, you deepen your skill set. As you show up, you may make some connections because you're in motion, right? And you're building progress towards where you ultimately aim to be. So again, mindset shift, number one. I don't know why that was hard for me to say that. Mindset shift for number one is don't focus on being perfect. Work on being consistent. Number two is this, family. Don't expect instant gratification. Instead, I want you to invest in the long-term payoff. Let me say that again, family. Don't expect it to be instant. Don't expect the instant gratification. Invest in the long-term payoff. When you delay instant gratification, you'll experience long-term satisfaction in life. But here's the challenge that I found with many people. Now, this one may sting. Most people, they don't want to be a part of the process. They'd rather be a part of the outcome, right? Like there, Dr. G. They don't want to be the one with the hard hat on the construction site, laying down brick after brick. Just call me for the housewarming, right? I'll just stay the night. I want a warm bed to sleep in. I want that life of comfort. Or let's bring it home, family. Most people don't want to be the one that's firing up the grill, right? Or cooking in the kitchen, so to speak. They want to show up in line with their plate in their hand, right? Because most people are not committed to the process, right? In some cases, they're committed to the outcome and the result. Most people aren't necessarily attached to the process. All they want is the reward and the success and the achievement. Failing to recognize, family, catch this. It's the process that qualifies you for the outcome. And as long as you try to skip the process, you're missing out on that growth that is absolutely necessary for you to gain access to your next level, right? As long as you find yourself attempting to cut corners and maneuver throughout the system, so to speak, and break rules, right? And shorten the distance of hard work and effort that you must apply, you're going to miss out on that growth that you can attain from you staying consistent and focusing in on the long-term gain, right? In essence, family, what I'm saying is this. There's a category of people that because they want instant gratification, they start things, and when they don't get the instant gratification, they stop things and they move on to the next thing, right? And these are they where every other week you find them doing any and everything, right? Last week, they were working towards this goal, and because they didn't get the outcomes they wanted, they moved on to something different, right? Next week, they're moving on to something different, a completely different industry, a completely different category, right? They started a business here, and they worked at it for a few weeks, didn't get the results that they anticipated, and they're doing something different, right? They're working towards this particular career, right? And it's not moving as fast as they hoped, right? Or what they planned it would be. And ultimately, they're moving to something different, starting and stopping. When are you going to break this habit and this tendency of continuing to start things and stop things? And when are you going to get committed to what it is that you want and stick with it for the long haul? Instead of expecting that instant gratification, focus on the long-term gain. Because remember, family, like we talked about at the top of this broadcast, you can never conquer something you're not committed to. Which means in order for me to get to where I aim to be, I've got to endure the process to get to that end result, right? Because like I mentioned earlier, it's the process that prepares you. It equips you. It shapes you. Dr. G, it's molding you, right? There's certain opportunities that you can't gain access to unless you're qualified. And even though you're feeling like you're being tried in this season of your life, understand you're not being tried. It's you being qualified. It's not your breaking point. It's your making point. This process is shaping your character. It's developing your mindset, right? It's deepening your faith, right? It's helping you discover strength within you that you did not know you possessed. But as long as you keep trying to skip the process, you're missing out on that growth that's going to qualify you for your next level. That's number 2. We can dive deeper, but because of the essence of time, we'll keep it right there. Again, don't expect instant gratification. Invest in the long-term payoff. Number 3 is this, and we'll take it home. Don't look for the shortcut, family. The cheat code is to do the work. In fact, comment below, do the work, in all caps. Verbalize that statement. Affirm that right now as you're watching this broadcast. Declare that right now over your life, over your situation. Man, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work. What I have found is this, Felicia, I see you in the building. What I have found is this. The difference between those that succeed at their endeavors and those that fall short, it's not really that complicated. In fact, it's very simple. the biggest difference between the two individuals, right, is ultimately those that succeed at their goals and their dreams are willing to do the things that other people won't. They're willing to do the things that other people won't. They're willing to do what is necessary instead of what's convenient, right? They're willing to go above and beyond so they can get ahead in life, right? They're willing to take the extra mile, right? Go the extra mile so they can gain that competitive advantage. Again, they're willing to do what is necessary rather than what's convenient. In essence, family, I need us to understand when you make a commitment towards your goals, towards the vision that you have for your life, in essence, what you're saying is, I'm not just interested in this. I'm deeply convicted and fully committed to what it is that I want. Like, we live in a generation now where there's a lot of people that are interested in accomplishing their goals, right? They're interested in becoming a successful entrepreneur. They're interested in getting that higher education. They're interested in breaking the family cycle. They're interested, so to speak, in improving their health. We have to reach the point mentally, psychologically, and emotionally where we're not just interested in positive change. We're fully committed to it. I'm fully committed to it, right? I'm willing to do the work. Now, understand, by me raising my hand for that responsibility of doing the work, I have to understand the work is challenging. The work isn't always pretty, right? The work is very difficult at times. The work will put you in spaces where you're going to be uncomfortable, right? The work is going to require you to confront your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities in some cases. The work may position you in a space where you're exposing yourself to scrutiny, to criticism, right? To backlash. You may be the first in your family and they're saying you're crazy and out of your mind for achieving or attempting to achieve something that nobody has ever done before, right? The work is time consuming, it's stressful, it's overwhelming, it's challenging, it's difficult, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible, family. We have to reach the point where we are so connected to what it is that we want, where our passion is greater than our fears, where our passion is greater than our comfort zone, our passion is greater than all the pain that may come from the work that is necessary, to the point that that work becomes irrelevant. Meaning I'm deeply convicted, like I mentioned earlier, right? I'm falling in love with the end result. In essence, I want to develop a healthy obsession. Emphasis on the word healthy obsession for what it is that I want. Meaning I think about it, I dream about it, I speak it, right? I taste it in my mouth. As I'm navigating life and my day by day, it's running rampant within my thoughts. It's a pulsating thought that transcends every other thought in my mind. It's the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's the last thing I think about when I lay my head down. I'm deeply committed to this. And because I'm committed to it, I'm willing to do what is necessary, not just what's convenient. Most people will only do what's convenient, right? But you're willing to do what is necessary. I'll be the first one there and the last one to leave, right? When other people are laughing at me and saying I'm crazy and out of my mind, I believe in this vision that I've established within my consciousness, right? I'm willing to disrupt my now, right? Disrupt my old to create something new and something better. I'm willing to reinvent myself and how I show up, the way I think, the way I talk, who I surround myself with, because I'm committed to it. I'm willing to do the work. What I'm saying is this, family, as I wrap it up. Growth is a process, right? We all want growth. We all aim to experience growth. We want growth in our businesses, growth in our careers. We want growth in our families. We want growth in our finances. We want growth in every aspect of our life. But it's a process that we must commit to. Here's my call to action. What area in your life have you been desiring growth, but yet lacking the commitment? What area in your life have you been aiming to experience more, but unwilling to apply better from yourself? Right now, what we're saying is, it's time for you to hold yourself accountable, right? Honesty is the first step to progress in anything in life. You got to be honest with yourself as you hold yourself accountable. Now you can create a new standard. And that's what I'm saying in this conversation. It's time for us to create a new standard. From this day forward, this is how we're showing up. I'm committed to the end result. I'm committed to it. And by me making that commitment, I understand it's not going to be easy. It may be challenging. It may stretch me. I may be uncomfortable. But I fully comprehend that it's all worth it. Because I have the opportunity to better my life, to better my career, to better the trajectory of my family, to break cycles that historically have held us in bondage. I'm committed to being the one that initiates that change. That's our call to action. What area in your life have you been expecting some form of growth but lacking the confidence or even the commitment, so to speak? And in that area, this week, starting right now, I want you to get committed. Comment below, I'm committed. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, comment below, I am committed. I am committed. No more excuses. No more limitations. No more restrictions that I'm applying to myself. No more boundaries that are boxing me in to this life that I know I'm bigger and better than. But right now, I'm going to make the executive decision. I'm committed to what it is that I want. I'm falling in love with the end result, and I'm obsessed, a healthy obsession at that, with what it is that I'm aiming to experience. So because I'm obsessed and fully committed, I'm not focusing on perfection. I'm going to work on being consistent. I'm not searching for instant gratification. Listen, I'm committed for the long haul. I'm committed to the long-term achievement and success and outcomes. And I understand it's not going to happen unless I apply the effort. So I'm not going to be looking for no shortcuts. I'm not looking for the cheat code. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm willing to do the work. If you don't get anything else out of what we talked about during this broadcast, remember what I said at the top of this conversation. That ultimately is the theme of this discussion. You can never conquer something you're not committed to. You want to conquer it? It's time to get committed, family. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if, in fact, this is your first time, or maybe your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. And get a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. I'm hoping that somebody, somewhere, found some value in this discussion. If so, put some fist up in the chat below. Again, let me know you were picking up what I was putting down during today's conversation. Felicia, I see you. I am committed. Bruce, I am committed. Mia, I am committed. Dr. G Hightower is in the building tonight. If you know, you know. Salute to my brother. Hope all is well with you, man. I am committed to personal and relationship development. Dr. G Hightower for sure. Consistency overrides perfection for sure. Many are like, D1, where did that come from? You got to connect with my brother, Dr. G, to truly understand. Again, I see those fists coming up. Appreciate y'all. If you did find value, be sure to share this out. We truly appreciate that. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, formerly known as Twitter. We may not see you here in the chat, but you can still retweet this out to those that you're connected to. For sure. And everybody watching this on YouTube, real quick, hit the like button. It goes a long way in the algorithm. I would truly appreciate that. And then share the link out with at least 2 people that you know. Make it 3. Make it 3, right? 3 people you personally know that can benefit from this discussion. Felicia, absolutely. Fish your way. I see you. I see you. Also, family, if we've yet to connect on other platforms, what are we waiting for? Connect with your boy D1 at D1 Gibson, pretty much on all platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, X, and then LinkedIn, David Gibson. Be sure to tap in. Also, for those of us that are not watching this on YouTube, connect with me on that platform. That's where all of my long-form content is available. That's at youtube.com/David Gibson. Got my short films, documentaries there. And I'm working on a series I'm going to put together, kind of give you guys more inside access to the work that I do, some things that I'm building here in my life and the purpose that I'm fulfilling. So be sure to tap in on YouTube to stay tuned for that. Also, for more information on my speaking services and coaching services, visit the website elevationisamust.com. Also, take advantage of all the resources that are available there on the online shop, my books, ebooks, electronic downloads that you can take advantage of. Many of them are for the free 99, meaning there's no cost to you, just the commitment to invest time and energy to consume that content. But again, that's available at elevationisamust.com. With all of that being said, family, let's wrap this thing up. You got dreams to catch and success to create, so we each got to get busy being great. Now, before we conclude, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or challenging experience, I want to talk to you personally as we wrap up this conversation. Whatever you're facing, whatever you're growing through, emphasis on the word grow, whatever you're currently face to face with, understand this too shall pass. It's only temporary. So keep in mind, family, do not make a permanent decision that's based upon a temporary circumstance. In fact, don't allow your emotions to overpower your intelligence. You have the capabilities to solve problems. You have the skill set, right, to be resourceful. You have a human spirit at work on the inside of you. And in some cases, most importantly, you have a divine spirit that's operating on the inside of you that equips you and empowers you to overcome whatever you face. So you keep persisting until you succeed. Now, you may say, D1, it sounds amazing, but you have no idea what your boy or your girl is going through. My back is up against the wall. I've hit rock bottom, man. This is the toughest season in my life. Come real close to your cell phone device so I can talk to you personally. I may not know what's happening in your life. I may not know what's happening in your situation. I may not even know you personally. But what I do know is this. Whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you has nothing compared to what's at work within you. But to activate what's at work within you, you got to stand up. You got to lead with faith, right? Live by faith and not by sight. You got to master your mindset in this moment, and you have that conqueror spirit within you, right? In fact, you're more than a conqueror. You're a success warrior, an entrepreneurial soldier. You're a go-getter. Whatever way you want to put it, it's in you. You just got to activate it. So keep persisting until you succeed. And if nobody else tells you that they love you, remember your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. So please, let's make this inspiration contagious, right? Be an ambassador of love. Be an advocate of positivity. Put a smile on your face as we enter into this week and make your smile contagious. That's what it's all about, family. Each one, reach one. That's how we build a positive world in which we live. It doesn't begin with the politicians. It doesn't begin with your community leaders. It begins with you. You be the change that you wish to see. In fact, you build the change that you wish to see. That's today's rant, so to speak. But nonetheless, family, as we wrap this up, we'll be back at it next week, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time next Monday. But until then, my wish and my call to action to each and every single one of you is that today and every day this week, be effective, be successful, live with some passion, be purposeful, and most importantly, 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3, be powerful. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Have a phenomenal Monday. Peace.
Make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now.